I would say the majority of this presentation, you're going to see a lot of the PowerPoint. Like I said, I won't be demoing any of the products, but throughout the presentation, I will give suggestions on products that you can use. And I will also do my best to kind of hop into the chat as well. You know, sometimes we get a lot of repeated questions. If I see that trend, you know, I'll answer it once, maybe twice, and then I know I've got my amazing team, Sarah and Maya, behind the curtain that can answer those questions as well. So inventory overhaul, here we go, spring cleaning. So 10 strategies to turn unused inventory into some cash. So this presentation, we're going to explore some strategies, techniques to really streamline that inventory process and maximize profit. So get some more cheddar in your pocket. Just to make sure, let me turn off some notifications here. Okay, thanks, friends. All right, on to the next slide. I'm not going to, this is just the agenda, just the top 10 strategies that we collectively thought of as a group, as a team. So this is just the agenda. I'm not going to go over each point. So we're just going to go ahead and dive in. Let me double check our chats. Perfect. So before we get into some of the strategies, the first thing is organize your inventory. Know what you have on hand. And I really like the timing of this webinar because, you know, don't get mad at me, but I know the holidays were, you know, 6 months ago, but sometimes there's some businesses that are already thinking about fall sports and they're already thinking about the holiday season. I know, let's get through summer first, Liz, but I think this is a great way to spring clean. Unless you love an organized chaos, hats off to you. So the first thing you want to do before we explore the strategies is know what you have on hand. You know, what types of apparel, what types of product do you have on hand? You can sort it out by color, by size, you know, what is trending. So by, you know, assessing your current inventory, it really helps to know what you have on hand. What is their condition like? So for example, if you have maybe some custom vinyl from Stahls or some screen printed transfers from Transfer Express, is it 5+ years old? You know, will it still heat apply? Is this type of graphic outdated? Is it not selling? And also determine the best strategy to organize everything. Do you need to buy some shelving in your space? Do you need to buy some cubbies or install something just to make it more organized for you? Because, you know, just from personal experience, you know, back when I was in sales, I had the great opportunity visiting some in shops that were in my territory. And I will say some of it was a little, you know, they had things that were unorganized and like, you know, Liz, how do we streamline? It's a little chaotic. Well, I think organization is key. Knowing what you have on hand, knowing where it's at by color, by size, by product, your top sellers, maybe things that aren't selling as quickly, you know, just because you want to have an efficient space, you want to have a good, clean, organized space. So that's first things first. Know what you have on hand, get your piles all together, and then we can go into our next strategy. I'm just checking the chat real quick. Perfect. All right, so the next slide you'll see on your screen is the first thing we thought of: create samples. So reaching new markets and showcasing your offerings. So what I mean by creating those samples is think about this as an opportunity to say thank you to your customers. So for example, if you have maybe for the rest of this month or maybe in the month of June, you'll say, hey, with every order you place with us, I'm going to give you a sample of this t-shirt, and it could have, a screen print transfer on it. It could have a vinyl product from Stahls. It does give it that extra touch, and it does offer, maybe they're thinking, wow, I really like this product. I can definitely use this in my arsenal. So for example, for the rest of the month of May, any customer that orders from me, I am going to throw in a little can cooler. This was a CAD print pattern. So, I have a bunch of these left in my closet. I've got some can coolers or a wine bottle or beer bottle cooler, whatever you want to call it. And with every order you place, I'm going to throw one of these in there for you, or any orders over, $50. So it could be an item. It can be a promo item. It could even be if you have like 50 overstock of some Bella Canvas tank tops. You don't even have to necessarily decorate it. You can even at least brand like the neck label, and you can throw in that tank top, be like, hey, what do you think of this tank top? It's got a good soft hand to it. Everyone loves the lightness of it. So it doesn't even have to be a decorated apparel item. It could just be some overstock t-shirts. Be like, hey, this t-shirt is for you. It's got a soft feel to it. This is yours. This is for you. So reaching new markets, create those samples and showcase your offerings, show the techniques, show that you do more than embroidery, show them that you have screen printed transfers, show that you have like a special effect vinyl, like glitter flake or chroma twill, or even, samples of some small emblems and patches, because sometimes your customer just isn't aware. Sometimes they're just like, oh, that shop down the street, I know they do embroidery, that's it. Be like, hey, we also do some screen printed transfers. So at my apartment, they're cutting the grass right now. If that is distracting you, I can put my headset in if you guys hear that. So drop some comments in the chat if you hear the guys cutting the grass. I apologize. Of course, of all days, they pick this time to mow the lawn. So if you guys hear anything in the background and it's distracting you, please drop something in the chat. Appreciate it. So yeah, with the first slide, create the samples, show those techniques. With every order you give them, throw in a sample. You don't even have to necessarily decorate the t-shirt. Let me double. Okay, thank you, Marie Ray Ray. Not bad at all. Okay. I hope you were referring to the grass being cut. All right. So let me pull up my slides. Go back. It might make me start again. Perfect. So create the samples, reach the new markets, showcase your offerings. So for our next strategy, launch. I might have to put the headset on. You're like right next to the window. Launch seasonal promotions. So this gives you the opportunity to cross-sell related products, BOGO, buy one, get one, or a free item with the purchase of X amount of dollars or a certain product. So let me just check in the chat. It's fine. Thank you. It's louder for you than us. Thanks, guys. Let me go back to my slides. So with seasonal promotions, again, this gives you the freedom to cross-sell. So think about your demographic, think about your customer. If they think you only do screen printing, but you want to offer more, this gives you the opportunity. Yeah, we do screen printing. We do emblems and patches. We do special effects. We do direct to film transfers, utilizing Stahls Ultra Color Max. Buy one, get one. If you're in a pinch and you're desperately looking like, I just need to get rid of this stuff, just do a buy one, get one free, buy one, get one half off. If you order 10 t-shirts for that softball team, I'll throw in an extra 5 t-shirts for some extras. Or again, a free item with the purchase of, whatever that could be. If you're a promo company, so if you do a lot of promo, think of maybe the extra notebooks. It could be pens, it could be keychains, candles, even drinkware. So if you purchase this, we'll get you a decorated Yeti mug or I know Yetis and Stanleys, they're expensive, but like I said, if you have an abundance of something and you just need to get rid of it, sometimes you do what you got to do at the end of the day. So we talked about your samples, create those, launch your seasonal promotions, cross-sell, do some BOGO, or a free item. Let me double check the chats. Perfect. And like I said, this is not a lot of product knowledge, but more strategies. So we will get into, I do have some ideas if you are looking for a product, for example, I do have some in the arsenal, but we're not quite at that slide yet. So for our next slide, especially when it comes to sometimes it can be difficult with custom art. Like, this isn't even my art. My customer gave this to me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. If you're not aware, we have the EasyView LTE designer at Stahls.com. So this is where you can create exclusive designs, maybe something current that is trending. It could be an event in your area, something, demographically that makes sense for you and your customer. So you can create prototypes, you can get feedback from them, and you can do limited runs. So for example, with EasyView, it is only for our DTF Ultra Color Max transfers. So we do have some previous webinars that will, I think it was Dave that went in and did a very good exclusive tutorial on EasyView LTE of all the features and what you can do. So there's thousands of different templates and clip arts that you can choose from. So even if you're not a graphic designer like myself, this is such a great tool that you can use to find a summer design or something for sports, for softball, volleyball. There is almost everything in there that you can find under the sun. And the cool thing is you can create mock-ups that you can download and send to your customer before even placing that order. So you don't have to necessarily order your blanks or your apparel until your customer even approves, like, I love that design, let's go with it, I need this many. So that's also a good way to make sure you don't have an abundance of something that you might get anxious or worry, like, oh, what am I going to do with these leftovers? It's a great way for your friends and family and potentially new customers with creating your prototypes and get their feedback. If I send a design to some friends, be like, hey, what do you think of this design? They're like, no, Liz, that's a terrible design. It won't sell. So it's the harsh truth sometimes, but it can save you from ordering an abundance of products and everything because you want your inventory to sell. I love using the EasyView Designer. There's no subscriptions, there's no fees. You don't have to install any software. It's user-friendly. There's tutorials on how to use it. So definitely keep the Design Center in your arsenal if you haven't been using it already. I'm just double checking some notes. With limited runs, it also creates like a sense of urgency. Like, I gotta have this design. Like, I remember a couple years ago, or maybe even more, like gnomes around the holidays were so popular. Everybody needed something with a gnome on it. I'll be gnome for Christmas or something like that. They're like, I need to get my hands on an artwork that has a gnome on it. So just as an example for you, let me double check chats. Perfect. All right. My moderators are on it. Perfect. Thank you, ladies. So on to the next. One of my favorites, your grab bag or mystery box. This one you can have fun with, you can be creative. So the idea behind a grab bag or a mystery box is this offers a range of experiences. It could be themes, catering to various interests or preferences. So if you live in a city or an area where like outdoors is very like hiking or climbing or fishing, you could have, where there's like a fishing hat or a sweatshirt or a decorated, not a beach bag, but like a cooler, just, hiking, camping themes. And I have this little product, Ultra Color Max. Let me stop my slide here. So here's an Ultra Color Max product. It says be an outsider. So this could be an idea that you can use, captures full color, using Ultra Color Max. It's a quick turnaround time. If you order it by 8 a.m. Eastern time, it'll ship the same day. So think about, getting it in hand quickly, getting it on demand. So if you're, I think Ultra Color Max is a fantastic way to do a quick apparel decorating if you need. And then here's another Ultra Color Max. This was from our Chicago, DAC Chicago. Stahls was pressing this. So I thought this was a fun. So again, Ultra Color Max, full color, no limitations. There's no outline around it. You can get it as little as 4 cents per square inch. So definitely need to gas up using our Ultra Color Max. It's a great versatile product, and it can apply to cotton, poly, polyester, and even spandex. Let me look at our chats, making sure everyone's good. Oh, so Jesse, mystery boxes have been super successful for us. We let them choose the design, but then we just choose random colors we have in overstock. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, if anyone else wants to share an experience or a win or even a challenge, drop it in the chat. It's very encouraging for us. Nicola, I've been thinking about mystery boxes. I just wasn't sure how it works. So let me go back to our slides. Hopefully it doesn't make me go back. Perfect. So with a mystery box, it could be a theme. It doesn't even have to be a theme. It could just be a random like graphic t-shirt, a water bottle cooler, whatever, a pen. It could even be a DIY grab bag. So even if you're using a website or an e-commerce setup, you could even have something set up on your platform where it's like, 3 items for $25. It's kind of like if I'm on a makeup website and they have like choose 3, like you can choose like a lip liner, a gloss. I'm sorry if this doesn't relate to anybody, but this is how my mind works. So if you're choosing like between a gloss, a lip liner, and a lipstick, like here's the categories, pick your color, you get all 3 for $25. So that's kind of like how I envision it. You have the items, and then they can just pick, and then you can just box it up, throw, a business card in there, throw a personal touch, some decorative tissue paper, or, recycle, things like the fillers that's recyclable, not packing peanuts. I don't know, like when it's shredded paper. I think you guys know what I mean. And also it could be seasonal. So it could be something you do at the end of the summer. People aren't buying beach towels and blankets, tents and things by the end of the summer. So it could be just a way to get rid of excess things, from spring sports or even the holidays. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. So basically they can order from your website, or if you're in a brick and mortar or you have a shop, you can even invite them over, be like, hey, between 6 and 7:30 p.m., this section's going to be open. You grab a box, fill that box up for $20 or choose 3 items for this amount of money. So really you can kind of take control on how much you want to charge them, or bring your own, box, take a few items. So basically I would leave that in your hands, how you want the flow, the presentation to be. I'm just double checking the chats. Does anyone label the mystery box with a size on the outside, and whatever they get, they get? That's an idea. Bear with me. I'm just looking at the chats, looking at their ideas, any questions or suggestions. Lee, we have a mystery tea item on our website. We use overstock blanks to fulfill these orders. We choose the color, the design, and the customer gets the discounted price. And that's great too. If it's too much to like, hey, grab what you want, you can go ahead and set that standard of choose the size, we'll choose the color. So yeah, absolutely. Whatever works best for you and your team to streamline, absolutely. Yep. Lee, thank you for sharing that. Love it. So Nicola, so the customer picks the product, correct? Yeah, you can let them choose the product. Jesse's saying let them choose a long sleeve or a short sleeve. It could just be the apparel. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a decorated item. It could just be getting rid of the apparel, getting rid of the hats. Whether you choose if you want to decorate it for them, like if it's a summer design or it's, whatever you want it to be. So like I said, you can choose. It doesn't have to be a decorated, having a graphic on that long sleeve tee, or, it could just be apparel alone to get rid of it. So the idea behind the webinar is inventory overhaul of your blanks. So like I said, doesn't have to be decorated, but if you want that option, we have the products available to do so. Anthony, my campground did mystery bags by size, had shirts, keychains, water bottles. Perfect. Yep. I love all of the suggestions, all of the ideas. Thank you, everybody, for the ones that are sharing your suggestions and feedback. I love it. So on to the next slide. So grab bag, mystery box, choose a theme. It could be a DIY grab bag. It could be seasonal, like our friends have already put in the chat. They'll choose the size, the color, and then whatever works best. So for our next, sell unused blanks. So simply, this can be garment decorator groups. So I didn't know this was a thing. I had to ask my team. So if you search in Google Stash, so DE-STASH, options will come up where you can sell unused blanks. So this might be a great way just to, get some more money in your pocket. If you just feel like you don't want to do a mystery box or a grab bag, be like, you know what, I just need to get rid of this so I can get ready for my summer, my fall orders. Garment decorator groups are fantastic. Buy, sell, trade groups, marketplace. I will say, do be careful because there might be some sites or social pages that don't allow you to sell. So just be careful. I know there's sometimes rules or regulations like this page is just for ideas, no selling allowed. So just make sure you check the fine print. We don't want anyone to get in trouble. So de-stash and options will come up, your marketplace, even if you have if you're along like on Facebook or social media where you're friends with other decorators, you can even swap. You're like, hey, I've got 10 Bella Canvas oversized sweatshirts I'm done with. Do you want these? So D-stash. Would you put the search in the chat, please? So yeah, Maya or Sarah, if you can go ahead and type in D-stash for Google. Thank you, thank you. All right. Yes, so D-stash. I might be able to type that in real quick if they already haven't. There you go, friends. D-stash. All right. You're welcome. Okay. So very simple, not much to talk about with unused blanks. Use D-stash, find friends to buy it off of you. Anybody else in your demographic, buy, sell, trade groups, marketplace. And again, just make sure, read the fine print that you're allowed to sell on that platform. All right, on to the next slide. So this is another idea that I absolutely love. So repack and repurpose. So on this slide, you see the model, how she's wearing a flannel with like a cutout t-shirt that was either probably embroidered or there was some stitching involved. So there was a customer at Dax, Minnesota. So if you happen to be watching this webinar, say something, I forget her name, but in her business, she'll go to thrift stores and she'll buy, flannels, and she'll buy like graphic t-shirts. And we know thrift stores, you can get flannels for 50 cents, $1, some graphic tees. So she's not really putting in a huge investment, but she's turning it around and she's sewing these, she'll cut the t-shirt and then she'll sew it onto the back of a flannel. Or what she'll do is, let me stop this real quick. So she'll even take a jean jacket and sew it like a left chest logo. So I absolutely love that idea, and I think it works very well for this webinar and for this group. So think about traveling to some thrift stores or garage sales and try to, create that idea. If you don't have the means, like sometimes, yes, I got to go find the flannel, I got to find this, like it might put more work on your plate. But if you have the demographic for this, or you have customers that want that unique look, even though this might not be your cup of tea, maybe down the road, it'll give some inspiration to get creative that way. So it'll reduce waste, trying to reuse a t-shirt or a flannel. So mix and match. You can have design options and color options. And then I'm going to suggest a couple products to use on it. And upcycling workshops. So what an upcycle workshop is, it encourages your customer to mix and match pieces from your inventory so they can create their own unique looks. You can showcase different combinations on your website or your social media to inspire them. You can either host these, in your shop or at, some type of venue, so they can come and learn how to upcycle and repurpose clothing from even their own closets. Be like, I've got a ton of flannels in my closet. I would love to, see what ideas you have, and you can even print your own. So if you want to go shopping around at thrift stores, you can have them bring their jean jacket, or like I said, if you have the means for it, because you might have to have some stitching involved or whatever the case may be. Again, these are just ideas, some strategies just to hopefully inspire you. So it's going to promote sustainability, but also encourage your community to engage with your brand. Put your name out there. So again, some ideas, if you don't want to buy graphic, like tees with graphics, like with a brand on it or a band or anything. So you could, again, use Ultra Color Max because it has a quick turnaround time and it can do full color. Or you could even do, let's give a quick shout out to Stahls Transfer Express for using a screen print transfer using Goofproof. So this is even like a camping logo. So again, Goofproof from Stahls Transfer Express. It is a quick turnaround time. It is low cost, especially if it's just a one color. So this could even be an option if you're looking for using a product. All right, chats are looking good. My team is on it. Thank you, ladies. So again, repack, repurpose, a way to engage with your community, and most importantly, getting your name out there because you're looking for also ways to market. It's a very competitive industry right now. So it's always good to get involved in your community, getting your name out there. So again, this idea was from somebody at Dax, Minnesota. So she gave us that, well, not us, when I was speaking with her, I just thought it was a very creative and fun idea. So next, collaborations. So this again, within your community, local designers, influencers, and personality. So an idea to partner with local artists or designers, or influencers to create unique designs or collections. This can, bring their fan base and add variety to your offerings. So, for example, if you have a friend that is also a decorator, you can be like, hey, can you share this on your website? Or can you share this on your social page? Like, can you do a reel or, tag me in this, if you're trying to get rid of blanks, or it not necessarily is just getting rid of the blanks. It can also be a way to put your business out there, your offerings, because you'll be surprised. There's, when I'm at trade shows, customers are like, I'm just trying to get myself out there. What do I do? So this is a great tactic, is to build a community, get your name out there. So with local designers, influencers, and personalities. So you can even cross promote your to each other's followers. And it also gives a fresh perspective, because you'd be surprised that, oh, I thought, Jack down the road, he only does screen printing. I didn't know you have emblems and patches, or you have this type of technique. So nothing wrong with having more tools or tips and tricks or more offerings in your arsenal, because you never know. People are always looking for something that's new, what's trending. So that's why it's our job, as educators for Stahls to, give you those tools, those tips, because we want you to be successful. We want you to make money. Vacations are coming up, cruises and getaways. So, make sure you're ready. So collaborating is a great strategy for you. Let me double check the chat. And like I said, drop your suggestions, or if you have a question on a product. Like I said, this is an open forum. It doesn't have to necessarily be, on selling used blanks. It could be anything. Nope. Let's see if we were to repurpose a denim jacket, would Ultra Color Max be good for that? Absolutely. Absolutely. Ultra Color Max can be used on denim. Joseph, this has been very informative. Oh, good. Improving my arsenal and making more money. Yes. Improve your arsenal and make more money. Thank you so much. That's what we're here for, to inspire you and give you ideas. Perfect. All right, I'm just overviewing the chat. I just want to make sure no one was missed. So for our next pop-up shops, I love this idea. So behind a pop-up shop, a sip and press, design your tea. It's an interactive experience. Again, if you have the means or if you have the space for it, you can, cap it to like 10 customers. They can, bring a bottle of wine, or if you're allowed to provide alcoholic beverage in your venue, of course. Like I said, I want no one getting in trouble. It could be a BYOB, like they can bring a bottle of wine or a 6-pack of beer, or it could be water, it could be an iced tea. Doesn't have to involve alcohol. Because if they are using the heat press, if you're allowing them to press what they, gathered up, we want to be careful. So behind that, you can have a table set up. You can have whatever blinks you want, or you can even have them pre-order, be like, I'm going to order a medium shirt in this color, and you can already have it at their seat, and they can choose their design, and you can even show them how it's done. Like I said, these are just suggestions. Use your discretion, because some people don't want to know what's behind the scenes sometimes, but a great way to get in your community. They can design their own tea, and it's an interactive experience. And if you've ever attended a trade show, we're basically a pop-up shop at trade shows where they can come and, we're always we have a graphic for you to press, always educating. So basically, I feel like I'm at a pop-up shop when I'm at a trade show. Again, just getting involved, that interactive experience. And it also allows you to get to know your customers, because, at Stahls, I know we're always, hey, this is what's trending. This is what customers are ordering. But, again, the experience I get when I'm at a trade show, when you're coming to me, be like, Liz, what's new? What is selling? How do I do this? That's kind of basically what I'm doing when I'm at a trade show. I'm trying to learn, well, what are you seeking? What are your customers looking for? Because I love being interactive with you live at a trade show, just to get to know, like, who are the customers? Who am I talking to, about running your business? So pop-up shops, you can make it professional if you need to be, or you can have a little fun. You can have hors d'oeuvres. You can have, some complimentary wine, 1 or 2 glasses per guest. However you want to do it. It is your show. It is your shop. So again, sip and press, design the tea, an interactive experience, not only for you, but for your customers. Are there any okay, so Tracy is asking, are there any products that won't work well with recycled items, specifically ones that have been previously laundered? That is a very good question. I mean, I actually have washed t-shirts before to test myself and heat apply. I didn't have any issues. Anyone feel free to chime in. If it's a recycled item, I mean, that's a really good question. So I have washed items before and pressed on it, and I didn't have any issues. So very good question, though. I'm planning for pop-ups. Okay. Patty, do you use the double-sided adhesive sheets on the upcycled shirt to get that to adhere? So I personally haven't had experience with, back to that flannel with the print on it. The girl that I spoke with at the trade show, she stitches it. So she does embroider it. But if you're buying a flannel and just putting a print on it, clearly you can just heat press it. Great feedback, great questions. So if anyone can reply to Patty, and also, wait, let me go back up. All right, so I know Maya, she's hopping in answering questions. So I'm going to continue, let the moderators do their thing. Okay, but keep the questions coming. Thank you, thank you. Karen, be careful of anything that might be coated by a fabric softener. Your design might not adhere to that. With experience, I've had customers talk about fabric softeners. So good call. All right. The girls are on it. Perfect. So pop-up shop. Let's move on to our next slide. Okay. Warehouse sale. Not much to explain here. You know, this is where you're going to have some pricing strategy, offer special deals. Again, I kind of feel like if you have like a warehouse setup, if you're looking to, like I said, get that your blanks, your apparel, whatever type of apparel it is out the door, you know, work with your team or whoever you work with for a pricing strategy. Be like, okay, 10 t-shirts, 20 bucks, take it. You know, whatever you like I said, you're in control of how much you want to charge your customer or someone that's buying from you online. You can offer special deals. So this is just another idea, you know, pretty close to like a buy one, get one free offer, just having a warehouse sale. If you have, like I said, a brick or mortar, or you actually have a warehouse with a bunch of your products and your vinyl, you know, if you're comfortable having customers go in there, then by all means allow, you know, like kind of like a garage sale type of setup. Like, hey, our warehouse is open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. this day, everything half off, or you could, whatever you need to do, you can put a sticker price on it, treat it like a garage sale, or, you know, however you want to do it. But another last resort, like let's just have a warehouse sale so we can get rid of this unused inventory and also make some money. This would actually attract bargain hunting customers, because you would be surprised, you know, we're all trying to save some, you know, money here and there, pinch our pennies. Like people might seek you out. So if you put this out on your social media or word of mouth or however you do it, there are bargain shoppers out there that will specifically be like, yes, I need these tees that are half of what they're selling or a bulk of this because I have an order coming up for this softball team. So, you know, don't sell yourself short, because there will be people seeking you out like, hey, are you running a type, like I really need this type of apparel or hat, or if you're in promo, pens, whatever it is. So yeah, there's some bargain hunters out there, trust me. Another thing that people are calling, have you heard of activations? I know when we go to trade shows, we have an activation. So that is where we basically bring our, you know, heat press, and usually it could be the 360 IQ. We'll have some patches and emblems and hats. And we've had customers that would, you know, pick their hat, pick their emblems, and we would apply it for them. We don't charge them for it, but you could be like, hey, for 25 bucks, here is your hat. Here are your emblems, you know, called an activation. So even that could be an idea to bringing people into your shop, or you go to them. Like I said, just ideas, strategies. You can put your own spin on it, however you want to promote. I do have notes with my slides, so I just want to make sure I cover all of my notes. Let me double check the chat, see how we're doing. Okay, perfect. Yay, perfect. So really quick, the items that I suggested for these types of events, again, Ultra Color Max. It is a quick turnaround time, full color option. It's our direct to film transfer. And the beautiful thing is this is a hot peel product. So you can just rip it and move on to the next item. So again, Ultra Color Max. It's got a soft hand to it. So if you do need an option for a product, I definitely recommend. And then my other option, if you need a screen print option, Goof Proof from Stahls Transfer Express. Even though it's a screen print, it actually has such a great hand to it. It doesn't feel tacky. It doesn't feel heavy. Again, a quick turnaround time, so transferexpress.com, and also you can gang sheet. So keep in mind, more bang for your buck, gang sheeting if you have a full front graphic and throw some left chest logos on there, or tagging or some type of brand to promote your business. To promote your business. So those are the products that I recommend. And then we just have a couple more slides to go. All right, start. So warehouse sale was our last one. And finally, if all else fails, all the strategies I've given, you're like, you know what, Liz, we don't have time. We're busy. You can donate your inventory. So at the end of the day, if you tried some strategies, you're like, I still have this pile, donate it. A nonprofit organization, thrift stores, even a school. So we work with a lot of schools that have like an entrepreneur class for their students. And, you know, sometimes schools have limited funds for each quarter or even throughout the year. So I don't think if you reached out to a school, be like, hey, I have this bin of a bunch of like black and white t-shirts, all different sizes. Could you use it? And also, it's a good way to give back to the community. Like I said, schools might have a tight budget on what they can spend. Because I have worked with schools and I visited schools where they're like, we do have a tight budget. We just can't spend it on this. So I am sure they would be ecstatic that you are donating those items to them. Or even within your community, if there's a type of nonprofit that works with families and children, you know, that's in need of some t-shirts or clothing, I am sure they would, again, be thrilled to have those items for them. So at the end of the day, you know, you're giving back to your community, and it's just, you know, just to do some good sometimes. So yeah, your nonprofit, schools, thrift stores, donate it, get rid of it. So then you can go ahead and have a fresh space ready for summer, ready for fall. Because like I said in the beginning of the presentation, fall sports right around the corner. And yes, I am saying it, don't hate me. Holidays are right around the corner. It's just like when you go to Target and I walk in there and I'm seeing things for fall. That's how it is in this industry. Everyone's already thinking about fall. Like, okay, who are our sports teams? How are we going to decorate? So hopefully with these strategies, you can spring clean, get a fresh perspective, and get ready for the next season that you or your team is decorating for. Any questions? I know you're putting your questions and your comments in the chat. So stay in touch. Call, you know, we have a customer service team available at 1-800-4STAHLS to answer any questions on products. Connect with us. Come to the trade shows. If you go to our website under trade shows, you'll see which ones we will be at. I will be in California next month at GPX Long Beach. I will be there. Come by, say hello. Again, Stahls.com. We have events, you know, our blogs, webinars. Stay connected with us. And also on social media, if you're a part of that community, follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, just to stay connected, because we're always putting out, and I'll keep this slide up for another moment, just to get ideas. And also I want to throw in our Heat Press for Profit group. That's on Facebook. Again, Heat Press for Profit. If you It's on Facebook. And if you want to join, you can join. It'll ask you a couple questions like, I had to do the same thing. Like, do you have a business? These are the rules, keep things PG. And that's where we have, like a show and tell. Be like, look what I decorated using this. Or, hey, what do you guys recommend for this nylon jacket? What have you used? Should I go with, a Stahls Premium Plus, or should I go with Gorilla Grip? Like, I'm just putting products out there. So yeah, stay connected with us. We are here to help you. I want to make sure you get some extra cheddar in your pocket this summer. Before I let you go, I'm just looking over our chats. Oh, perfect. Everyone is on it. All right. You are welcome, everybody. Perfect. Awesome. Anthony, he did 1,000 shirts last week for United Way Service Day. Goof Proof is amazing. Just make sure you pre-press your shirts. Yep. Always pre-press your garments. Open up fibers. Get the wrinkles out. Release the moisture. Kathy Taylor. You're welcome, Kathy. All right. So that concludes the webinar. You can continue asking questions or putting some comments. We will continue to answer any questions that weren't addressed. Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for attending this webinar. I hope it, more things in your arsenal, like we've said. And next month, we are going to have a summer sizzle webinar. You'll be joining me and my fantastic teammate, Maya. We will be co-leading that webinar. Just some new summer ideas using our design centers. So you'll have to attend to get more info on it. It'll be really fun. And again, that is June 19th for the next Stahls webinar. You'll be joining me and Maya. But thank you so much. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And whether you've been with us for a year or 15 plus years, thank you so much for your business. Bye, guys. I'll see you soon.